She is being called the Ellen Hildebrand of the South. Kentucky author Hope Gibbs not only released her debut book recently, but she is getting a lot of national attention and even awards for this release. She is in town this weekend for the Louisville Book Festival, and we were lucky enough to grab her. She was coming through town to sit down with her because this is something that would be really great to add to your holiday shopping list. But it is so nice to meet you.
Thank you so much for having me.
You know, I feel like your story, and we're going to talk obviously about her book, Where the Grass Grows Blue. I feel already the nods to Kentucky in this book, and there's so many references in here from Atlanta to Nashville to 30A, right? That all these areas that you are going to like realize and know the names of. But it blows my mind, Hope, when I'm reading this and then I hear your backstory. You haven't been doing this for years and years and years. This was really kind of your second act in life that you're like, you know what? I'm going to be an author. I'm going to write a book.
Yes, well, I actually didn't set out to write a book. So I'm the mother of 5, and for 2 decades I had stayed at home to be a stay-at-home mom. And then I started realizing my children were going to be leaving me soon, and I was going to be an empty nester at 50, so what was that going to look like?
Yeah.
And a friend suggested I journal, and that lasted about a week because I didn't want to be in my own mind and my own thoughts. And so in helping me figure out my next chapter of life, this character of Penny Crenshaw, who is my main protagonist, just kept developing. And then before I knew it, I had written 28 chapters and an epilogue.
And what is your background? That, I mean, writing a novel is not easy. How did you kind of segue into that?
Well, I went to college at Western Kentucky
Yeah.
University, and I was a television production major, and I thought I would be a great television writer, but I ended up going into corporate America. I worked for the Dollar General Corporation at their headquarters, and so I had a little experience in college with writing, but
Yeah.
nothing like this. But my mother was an English teacher, and she was also a writer, so she was a huge inspiration for me. But I just started creating this world, and it was wonderful because it was giving me confidence that I could do something completely different than I loved being a stay-at-home mother, but it gave me a different outlet, and it ended up changing my life.
Right, and the fact that you believed in yourself to just start, right? I think sometimes the ability just to start something new is absolutely terrifying. And when am I going to find the time? Like, when did you find the time in between 5 kids?
Well, at first no one knew I was writing a book. I kept it very secretive, and I had my laptop, and I took it everywhere I went. All of my kids played multiple sports: lacrosse, football, soccer, and in between games or halftime, I'd pull out my laptop and start writing. But a lot of it I wrote at home, sitting in my little chair with my little dog Harley, and I would just write after I cleaned up for dinner. And then children started leaving for college, and I got a little bit more time to do it. But anytime I could find the opportunity, I had my laptop.
What a phenomenal outlet, and what a debut release, because it's getting, as we mentioned, a lot of national attention. It just won another award for Best Romance Fiction from the American Book Fest. Did you ever in a million years expect, now I'm winning awards?
No, and again, I didn't set out to even write a romance novel. I thought I'd written more women's fiction.
Yeah.
But when Kirkus Review, when they reviewed it, they categorized it as contemporary romance. And then when I started looking at that genre, I realized there was a lot of romantic elements in this book. So I'm leaning into it.
I love reading books from female writers, right? But I don't want everything to feel like a Hallmark movie and so sappy and, oh girl, this isn't real. This is really real, right? Penny's life is real. I think that we can find a lot of similarities, heartbreak, finding what she truly loves. I mean, tell us a little bit about the book and what inspired you.
Well, so Where the Grass Grows Blue is essentially one woman's journey to either accept her past by embracing the power of forgiveness, or she's going to risk losing a second chance at love in a small Kentucky town. It's a quintessential Southern Kentucky experience, full of complex family dynamics, friendship, fellowship, food, and most importantly, this romance that has lasted for 25 years between Bradley and Penny.
Right, and to reclaim that. And again, I see a lot of, and tell me if this is true, did you kind of infuse kind of just some of your hopes and dreams into this, like where are characters similar to folks that you have in your life?
Well, there are similarities, but I am not Penny. A lot of people think that I'm Penny. I'm more like Dakota in this book. If you've read the book, she's Penny's best friend. But what I wanted to show the audience, to a greater audience, the beauty of Kentucky, because as you said, the Ellen Hildebrand comment, I love Ellen Hildebrand, and all of her books take place in Nantucket. So when you pick up one of her books, you know exactly where you're going, and you look forward to that. I'd never been to Nantucket, but I felt like I'd been there, and I wanted to show a greater audience the beauty of a small town in Kentucky, our food, there's busybodies and gossips, but it's a wonderful place to grow up. And Penny goes back to the place that she's been running from to eventually find herself.
Yeah, and we love having you back in Kentucky this weekend. Nashville is your home now. I love all the reference. 30A is in your Atlanta. If you're familiar with Nashville, you'll start to hear references to different streets and locations and things like that. You're like, oh my gosh, I feel like, I'm right around the corner from my whole life here. But you're in town for this book festival. How can people connect with you at that?
So it's at the Kentucky International Convention Center, and it starts, I think, at 10 a.m. and runs to 6, and it's all day on Friday and on Saturday, and I'll be in a booth, and people can stop by. They can buy my book, or I can sign it, or they can just come over and chat. I love greeting readers. I love enthusiastic readers, and so I'll be there. And then on Saturday at 5, I'm going to be presenting a panel with other debut novelists.
Amazing, amazing. Is this like a pinch me moment for you?
It is. Yeah, I never thought at 52 years old that I would be a published author, and getting the opportunity to be here with you and getting to spend some time in Louisville. It's been about 10 years since I was in Louisville.
Yeah. So. Hey, maybe it'll be set the stage for another novel. Are you working on other novels right now?
Book 2 is almost finished, and that takes place in Nashville and 38 and then book 3 is also going to take place in Nashville. But all of my books are going to take place either in Kentucky, Georgia, Tennessee, or 38, because that's the area that I love. It's where I vacation. It's where I'm from.
Oh, we love it. And again, Where the Grass Grows Blue, available now. We can get this on Amazon.
Amazon, Barnes & Noble. There's an audio book as well.
All right. And again, you will be at the Louisville Book Festival November
10th and 11th.
And 11th. Stop by and see her. Hope, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Once again for stopping by. Stop by and just connect with her. It's just such an inspirational story. Well, coming up, we are going to check out some good stories.